This is Calvin Castine. It's the 15th day of December 2004, and we're at the Bowl Mart Lanes, just outside of beautiful downtown Rouse's Point, for CVAC varsity bowling. The Saranac Central Chiefs are here visiting the Northeastern Clinton Central School Cougars. They're trying to get Dylan Roberts, look like a muscle man out there, rolling up the sleeves. Okay, it's Brent Jarvis.
Yeah, that's 18. Yeah. Brent Jarvis is first, then Tyler is second.
I'll be able to figure it.
It should be Cliff, Chris, and Kenny. Kenny goes before Chris. Chris always goes last.
Okay, I'll be able to figure it out. Yeah, I can figure it out. Thanks. All right, Saranac coach making sure I knew who was up there for the Chiefs. My first bowler was Brent Jarvis. Carries a 171 average. Roberts a 141 for the Cougars. This bowler here is Tyler Manley. He carries a 166 average. Jarvis had 7 for the frame. We're trying to tape this with a tripod tonight. Normally we carry the camera on our shoulder, but shoulder just not able to stand the pressure. The spare for Roberts. There's Manley and Manley spares. I'll bring up Chris Burley for the Cougars and Cliff Berg for the Chiefs. Burley gets 6 pins on his first ball. Berg gets a strike. Nice ball from Cliff Berg, first strike of the day. Berg with a 173, Burley with a 152 average. Burley leaves, looks like maybe the 6th pin. Gets this to Ken McDaniel for Saranac. And McDaniel with a strike. So back-to-back strikes for the Chiefs. And coming up now is Adam Bayshard for Northeastern. And Bayshard leaves looks like the 8 pin. It is the 8 pin. This is Chris Renadette. Carries a 195 average. He has a split to start. He has the 4.76 it looks like. Bayshard misses the spare. Chris Renadette a 190 average. Kenny McDaniel a 195. I think we mentioned Berg's 173. Bayshard a 142 average. Now there's Charlie Martin. Charles Martin carries a 151 average for Northeastern. And almost got the split. Nice try there by Kenny McDaniel. Martin gets 7 pins on his first ball. Josh Friend. What's he doing? Oh, this is Dylan Roberts. Excuse me. Dylan Roberts. I'm waiting for Josh Friend, and then Dylan Roberts steps up there. Has similar haircuts, but different sizes. Josh is like a smaller version of Roberts. Roberts picks up 8 for the frame. Now here's Josh Friend, who had a fantastic 265 game when we were here last time, which was a couple days ago as we're taping this. Leaves a 10 pin. The Chiefs are spotting the Cougars close to 100 pins. The Cougars have a 174 handicap as Friend picks up his spare. 174 handicap to Saranac's 76 handicap. Here's Burley. And Burley will spare.
Hermione, I have to tell you something.
Up for Saranac is Tyler Manley. He gets, looks like 4 pins in his first ball. Bayshard gets 7 pins. Leaves the 1, 2. Well, maybe he's got double wood there, so maybe I think he only got 6 pins. Let's see what the scoreboard says. No, he's got 7. Manley fails to, excuse me, that's Brent Jarvis fails to pick up his spare. Now we'll bring up Manley. Bayshard gets his 1, 2, 4 spare. Here's Tyler Manley. And Manley gets 7 pins in his first ball. And gets us to Charlie Martin for the Cougars. And Martin leaves the 10 pin. So he looks like a 342, 142 to 3 something on the Cougar side. Nice job by Tyler Manley. And Martin will pick up his spare. Now Cliff Berg up for the Chiefs. Goes Brooklyn and leaves just 1 pin. It is the 5 pin. His friend, anchor bowler for the Cougars. Josh Friend carries a 179 average. Berg going for the 5 pin, and he looks like he might have it. He's got it. So that'll get us to Brent Jarvis. And Jarvis with a strike. Let's see, it's 175 to 2 something. 204. Daniel, the number 4 bowler, gets a strike. A slippery strike, but a strike. Don't have to look good doing it, just so you do it. And McDaniel gets it all to drop, and that's what the important thing. Now Renadette. Anchor bowler for the Chiefs. He gets 7 pins. And Manley picks up the strike. That's back-to-back strikes in the 3rd frame for the Chiefs. And Renadette gets his spare. Gets us to Berg. And Berg will strike. 3 strikes. And Saranac is hot here in the 3rd. 3 in the 3rd. Here's Roberts. He tries that slippery slide. Doesn't work as good for him. He didn't go down and catch himself on 1 arm. He's trying to imitate Renadette's success. Or was it McDaniel? I think it was Renadette. For his spare, and he will pick it up. So spare for Dylan Roberts. Ken McDaniel waiting here for the Chiefs, waiting for the Cougars to get a couple bowlers in. Burley picks off 6 pins on his first ball. Now McDaniel will come up. See if he can keep that string going. He's got a double. He's got He's working on 2 strikes, and the last 3 Saranac bowlers have struck. So here's a couple of streaks to keep going. Burley gets 9 for the frame. And McDaniel will lead the 6-10. That gets us to Bayshard for Northeastern. Adam Bayshard strikes. And in the gutter, take away that pin. They didn't adjust that. That pin should not count. They didn't adjust that. Saranac's got an extra pin. Actually, 2 extra pins because he was working on a strike. Martin gets 9. That ball left the alley, went in the gutter, in the channel, and came back out. Got that pin, so that pin should not count, and it's being counted twice, once for itself and once as a fill ball for that strike. Here's Renadette going for his spare. And he gets 9 for the frame. Gets us to Josh Friend. Friend, ooh, got himself a split. Looks like the 8-10. Now Roberts leading off the 4th for the Cougars. He leaves a pin, it's the 2 pin. Friend going for the wood. Picks off the 10 pin. Here's Roberts. Roberts misses his spare. Here's Jarvis starting the 4th frame for the Chiefs. And he leaves a 10 pin in his first ball. Burley for the Cougars. He strikes this ball from Chris Burley. Looks like it's tightened up a bit. 304 as we watch the spare being picked up to 394. There's Bayshard. Bayshard leaves a 7 pin with a late drop. Gives him a strike. Now Tyler Manley for Saranac. And Manley gets 8 pins, brings up Martin for the Cougars. He leaves the 2-4. And Martin also gets 8 pins. He leaves the 5-9. Spare for Manley. And Martin spares. Berg up for the Chiefs. We're in the 4th frame. Berg gets a little Brooklyn strike. A late drop on the 10. He says, hey, I'll take it. Now Josh Friend for the Cougars. Friend leaves a 10 pin. Daniel for the Chiefs also leaves a 10 pin. Friend says, I know what that's like. Now let's see if he can pick it up. You got it. Here's McDaniel. He missed it. Jarvis up for the Chiefs, starting the 5th frame. He leaves the 6-10. Renadette for Saranac, leaves the 10-10. Renadette the anchor bowler. Jarvis the lead bowler. Leaves the 6-pin. Looks like 371 to 442 at the moment. Saranac has cut a little bit off that Cougar lead. There's a spare for Renadette. Now we've got Manley up for Saranac. And Manley leaves the 6-pin on his first ball. Dylan Roberts for the Cougars. Roberts rolls the edge of the gutter. Manages to get 3 pins. Manley going for the 6-pin. He will miss it. Puts it in the gutter. Here's Roberts. And he misses the 1-3. Berg up for the Chiefs. And Berg lifts the 3-pin. Burley for Northeastern. He's got a split. Looks like maybe the 5-7. Berg just misses his spare. Berg hits the 5-pin head on. Should be Burley hits the 5-pin head on. He's up Bayshard for the Cougars and McDaniel for the Chiefs. Gets everything but the 1-2. And Bayshard leaves the 6-7-10. Well, we'll see what McDaniel's 1-2 punch looks like as he goes for the 1-2 here. And he has a good 1-2 punch. Bayshard looking for the, went in the gutter, knocked the pin down. Has to be reset. And Friend resetting it. Yep, Friend's resetting it for the Cougars. 6 pins. Knocked down by Renadette, excuse me, Renadette. Martin strikes for the Cougars. Renadette gets a spare. Friend strikes. Strike for Josh Friend. So that gets us through the 5th frame, and we go now to the 6th frame. And a strike for Dylan Roberts. You're watching viewer-supported local television. We rely on our viewers to support our efforts. We don't have a lot of bowling fans that are helping us out there. We need to hear from you. 9 pins for Jarvis on his first ball. Here's Burley. We need to hear from you. If you're watching this, we need your support. Your local programming, and the only thing supporting it is the viewer support. So you know we're on shaky ground there. So we need your support, and encourage your friends to help out also. Here's Bayshard. Bayshard with a strike. Manley. Oh, left the, must be the 5 pin. It is. Now Martin. Martin leaves the 1-2. Oh, you got double wood there. You got a 8 pin behind. Manley picks up his spare. Martin's got a tough spare here. He's got that double wood. He got it. He got it. Yeah, baby, he got it. Here's Berg. Berg puts it in the gutter. 579 on the Cougars side to 463. Cougars have opened it up a little bit, but they are a couple bowlers ahead of Saranac. They're on their number 5 bowler, their anchor bowler, Friend. Berg is the number 3 bowler for the Chiefs. Friend gets 7 pins in his first ball. Berg going for his spare. Almost got it. Left the 9 pin. Here's Josh Friend for Northeastern. Will he pick it up? Looks like he's got it. He does. Josh Friend picks up the spare. Now McDaniel. And McDaniel strikes for the Chiefs. Jarvis leaves the 6-10. Start things in the 7th frame. Here's Renadette, and Renadette strikes. Here's Jarvis going for his spare, and he's got it. I'll bring up Roberts for the Cougars, and Manley for the Chiefs. CVAC varsity bowling at the Bowl Mart in Rouse's Point. Manley leaves the 10 pin in his first ball. Three, 6, 10, and a 7 pin. And Roberts gets the 3. There's Manley, and he will put it in the gutter. That's a spare. Well, let's see what we've got here. 539 to 613. The Chiefs have picked up some ground on the Cougars. Burley leaves the 10 pin in his first ball. And a strike for Cliff Berg. There's Burley going for his spare. You pick it up. We're in the 7th frame. Close match. Chiefs spotting the Cougars 98 pins to start. Leaving a 7 pin is Kenny McDaniel on his first ball. Here's Bayshard. Rolls the rim and hangs in there to pick off 4 pins. McDaniel's a slider, but he seems to keep control of the ball. Bayshard gets 7 for the frame. Here's Renadette bowling in the 7th. And he strikes. That's a double for Renadette. There's Charlie Martin. Martin leaves the 5-pin. Roberts picks off 4 pins. Martin spares. Roberts in the 8th frame. Gets 8 for the frame. Now Cougar anchor bowler Josh Friend. And Friend strikes. Friend having a decent game here for the Cougars. We'll bring up Burley for Northeastern. And Jarvis will lead off the 8th for the Chiefs. Burley gets 8 in his first ball. Left the 2-5. And Jarvis gets 8 pins. Burley spares. Took another 2-5 here for Jarvis. And he will just barely pick off that 2-pin. Here's Bayshard. Bayshard leads the 5-7. Manley up for Saranac. Leaves double wood. Bayshard with the spare. Looks like only about 50 pins separates the two teams right now here in the 8th frame. Well, this will probably be decided in the 10th frame. Manley spares. Here's Martin. Martin leaves the 1, 2, 5, 9. Here's Berg. Berg leads the 7-pin. Martin will miss the spare. Now Berg going for the 7-pin. He will pick it up. Gets us to Friend for the Cougars. And Friend leaves the 4-7. McDaniel. Slippery McDaniel. Slippery Kenny McDaniel up. He leaves the 3-6. There's Friend going for the 4-7. Got it. And McDaniel picks up his spare. So now Jarvis will lead off the 9th frame. As Renadette, the anchor bowler, will finish the 8th. With 7 pins. And Renadette leaves the 6-pin. Spare for Jarvis. And Renadette misses. 7:54 to 7:01. Chiefs have one extra bowler ahead of the Cougars. A strike there, big strike for Tyler Manley. Here's Roberts leading off the ninth for the Cougars. He picks off 8 pins. Cliff Iceberg spelled. And Iceberg with a strike. Roberts gets 9 for the frame. Burley up for the Cougars. Strikes in the ninth. McDaniel up for the Chiefs. Bayshard will bowl for the Cougars. Pins for McDaniel, excuse me, and 9 pins for Bayshard. Bayshard left to 5. McDaniel has the 2-8 double wood, and he hits a head on and gets them both. And Bayshard also picks up his spare. Well, it's close right now, 7:59 to 7:95. We're in the 9th frame. Renadette leaves the 10 pin. Martin picks off 7. Spare for Martin as Renadette misses his spare. I'll get us to the 10th frame on the right, and Friend finishing up the 9th on the left. Friend leaves the 9 pin. Roberts leaves the 2-5. Friend misses his spare in the 9th frame, and Roberts misses his spare. So Roberts will finish with a 109. It's 8:30 to 7:68. His 10th frame will decide it. Jarvis gets everything but the 4-7. Burley leaves the 5 pin. We're in the 10th frame. There's Jarvis going for his spare. He will miss it. Well, he'll end up with a 122. Burley spares. Well, Burley will get a fill ball. Here's Manley. Jarvis, a 171 average, gets a 122, 143 with a handicap. Strike for Manley and a strike for Burley. That's a double for Manley. And let's see. 109 for Roberts, 160 for Burley. Burley carries a 152 average, Roberts a 141. Here's Manley. He gets a triple. Bayshard gets 7 in his first ball. It is close right now. 824 with a handicap to 874. Northeastern needs to mark to stay ahead. Will he strike out? Nope. 8 pins on his last ball for Manley. 9 pins for the frame for Bayshard. So Bayshard will finish with, I think, a 159, 139. He carries a 142 average, so that's right around his average. There's Martin. He leaves the 1-2. Cliff Berg at a 146 coming in, gets 6 pins on his first ball. Martin spares. 845 to 894. Berg will pick up the spare. Martin with his fill ball. It's 9 pins. Berg will strike on his final ball. Cougars are stuck in at 894. Beast with an 8. Now they've moved it up. Now it's added up. 903. His friend goes. Friend, the anchor bowler. That's 7 pins or 6 pins. Let's see, 7 pins left to 1, 2, 4. Here's Kenny McDaniel. 7-10. Left to 7-10 split. Great opportunity for him. His friend spares. Great opportunity to pick up the first 7-10 split on hometown cable. Bowlers dream of this moment. In the gutter. Oh, McDaniel couldn't slide enough to pick that one up. There's Friend. See, Martin finished with a 165. Not sure what Friend ended up with. There's Renadette. $174 for Friend. The Cougars get a 921. Renadette, if he'd struck out, might have had a shot at the Cougars here. But 165 for McDaniel. 186 for Berg. 192 for Manley.
Yeah, we play 3 no matter what. So whoever takes the 3 games or
8 more pins gives them 146, I guess. And the Cougars will take game 1 of the match in the A division. There's a strike. They are starting the B division, B match, second game. A strike for the Cougars, that was Nick DeCoste. There's Matt Collins up for Saranac. And up for the Cougars, it's Kyle Chambers. Collins will pick up the spare, yes. Averages, Nick DeCoste a 117, Chambers a 112. Corey Slater will follow, he has a 109, Cody Hampton a 127, Mike Noggle a 137. There's a spare for Chambers. This is Jacob Gordon. He gets all but the 9 pin in his first ball. Matt Collins is a 137 average. Gordon to 138. Joel Wood will follow. This is Slater. Puts it in the gutter. Joel Wood has a 144. Travis Daniels a 145. And Josh Van, the anchor bowler, a 161. In the B match, the Chiefs will be spotting the Cougars about 22 pins. Here's Slater's second ball, and he will spare. Gordon spared. Here's Joel Wood. And Wood leaves the 4-7. The strike for Hampton for the Cougars. Wood looking to pick up his spare. And he's got it. Travis Daniels leaves a pin. This is Noggle for the Cougars. Mike Noggle gets 7 in his first ball. We can look at the Bowl Mart scoreboard here. Some of the high bowlers this year. Looks like Teddy Tedford has a perfect game. Nate Roberts at 299. Fly, whoever that is, at 289. Glenn Bix at 274. As Daniels misses his spare, here's Noggle. Gets 9 for the frame. High series, we got John Roberts, Bowl Mart owner here with 746. Leading the pack. His son with that 299. 7 pins on his first ball for Josh Van. Then Collins up, starting frame 2 for the Chiefs. He gets a strike. There's Van going for his spare. And he gets 9 for the frame. Like 5 pins in his first ball for Jacob Gordon. There's DeCoste for the Cougars. And he gets 7 pins in his first ball. Gordon going for his spare. Leaves a 7 pin. Some of the other high average size series. Got to get back here, and we're going to see DeCoste miss. Looks like they've added the high school bowlers. Danielle Tierney's 246. Josh Friend's 265 hasn't been put up there yet. They're a little behind. All right, this is Joe Wood. No, Ken. Oh yeah, it should be Joe Wood. Huh? Yeah, Joe Wood. And for the Cougars, Kyle Chambers. On the women's, we see for a high triple, we see Cassie Roberts, followed by Cassie Roberts, star of last year's team. Wood misses his spare. Here's Chambers. And the coach here, Kathy Young, second with a 6:06:17. Actually, that's not second because Teresa Mosley's got a 6:68 up there. There's Travis Daniels and Slater, Corey Slater. Let's see if we can zoom in on some of that. On the women's side, 6:68, Teresa Mosley's number 1. Here, back to the alley here, and strike for Josh Van. Slater picks off 9 for the frame. Hampton gets 7 on his first ball. And a battery change, and then Hampton gets 9 for the frame. Here's DeCoste. DeCoste with a strike for the Cougars. Noggle up in the second frame for the Cougars, gets 8 on his first ball. Getting back to that scoreboard, hometown Tessie is number 1, 266. Kathy Young, 259. Lori Dumas, 243. Cassie Roberts, 242. Chambers, it's 8 pins on his first ball. Here's Noggle missing a spare. There's Chambers going for the spare. He will pick it up. Now Collins up for the Chiefs. And Collins leaves the 4 pin. Here's Slater. He gets 6 on his first ball. 3:39 at the moment to 2:57. Saranac is leading, despite spotting the Cougars a few pins. Spare. For Collins, here's Slater. He will spare. Nice ball by Corey Slater. Gets up to Gordon for Saranac. And Gordon strikes. Now Hampton for the Cougars, and Hampton leaves 6-10. Gordon going for his. No, this is not Gordon. This is who's this? Yeah, this is Joe Wood. Hampton picks up his spare. Joel Wood. Got 6 pins. He's got the little picket fence to contend with. The 1, 2, 4, 7. Got the 4-7. There's Noggle. Noggle strikes. There's Travis Daniels. Daniels with a strike. And Collins will lead off the 4th frame for the Chiefs. Rides the edge of the gutter, comes back, gets 7, leaves the 3, 6, 10. There's Van, hooks it in there and leaves the 6-10. And a spare for Collins. Here's Van going for his spare. He's going to miss the 10 pin. Brings up Gordon for the Chiefs. Another busy day at hometown Cable Land. We had the Rouse's Point Elementary Christmas program earlier this afternoon. 7 pins for DeCoste. And we delivered some videos to the historian's office in Rouse's Point. And rushed here for the bowling. And when we leave here, we'll be going to Northeastern for Lake Placid Northeastern volleyball. DeCoste leaves probably the 1 pin. Okay, Gordon picked up his spare. Here's Wood. Wood gets 4 pins. Now Chambers up for Northeastern. And Chambers gets 7. 8 pins for the frame for Wood. I'll bring up Daniels as Chambers goes for his spare. Gets 8 for the frame. There's Daniels. Leaves the 2-5. Slater leaves the 3-6-10. Daniels gets 9 for the frame. Slater gets 9 for the frame. Hampton up for the Cougars. Van or Bowl for the Chiefs. Hampton gets 7 pins. Here's Van. He gets 5. Hampton with the spare. Van will, nice try, a nice try. Left, I think, the 3 pin. Beautiful try, though. Now Nagel's up for Northeastern. And Nagel gets 5 pins. DeCoste will lead off the 5th frame for the Cougars. Picking off 7 pins. Leaves it 5, 8, 9 maybe. Nagel gets 9 for the frame. DeCoste will spare, and Collins will step up for the Chiefs. We're in the 5th frame, the B match, second game of the night. Oh, the 4-6-7-10. That's not as much fun as the 7-10, but it'll do. There's Chambers. We got the 4-7. There's Chambers going for his spare. Picks it up. Nice ball from Kyle Chambers. Gordon up for the Chiefs, and he leaves the 1-2. There's Slater for the Cougars. He picks off 4 pins. And Gordon will miss the spare. Here's Slater. He'll pick it up. Nice spare by Corey Slater. There's Joel Wood. And Wood gets 5 pins. Hampton up for the Cougars. He gets a strike for Cody Hampton. There's Wood. Got a tough spare. Yeah, one more ball. Nagel picks off 3, leaves 7. Now Daniels up for Saranac. Daniels with a strike. And Nagel going for his spare. He will get 7 for the frame. 5:25 to whatever that says over there. 6 for Van on his first ball. And we'll have Collins starting the 6th frame for Saranac. Collins leaves the 6 pin. Van will spare. Nice spare by the anchor bowler, Josh Van. Collins puts it in the gutter. No spare for him. Here's DeCoste for the Cougars. DeCoste gets 5 in his first ball. And Gordon gets 3 in his first ball. DeCoste going for the spare, you'll miss it. Links it into the left channel. And a spare for Gordon. Chambers up for the Cougars. He strikes. Wood for the Chiefs. Leaves a 4-7. There's Slater. Slater in the gutter. Wood going for a spare. He'll miss it. Slater going for his spare. Gets 7 for the frame, loses the 6-7-10. There's Daniels up for the Chiefs. And Daniels gets 8 pins. Hampton strikes for the Cougars. Daniels will spare. And Noggle up for Northeastern. Noggle gets 8 pins. There's Van for the Chiefs. Van with a strike. Noggle misses the spare. He seems to rush it. He seems to rush his shots. DeCoste starting the 6th frame. Leaves the 8 pin. Collins starting the 6 for the Chiefs. Leaves a wiggling 10. DeCoste picks up the spare. And Collins spares. Here's Chambers. Leaves the 8 pin. And Gordon. In the gutter, knocked one down. You have to correct that. Chambers misses his spare. Yes, onion rings are available here at the Bowl Mart. Apparently they're very hot though. Here's Slater. It's 7 in his first ball. And Daniels, what is it? No, it's Gordon. Gordon will bowl his second ball after Slater. Slater, it's 9 for the frame. He had double wood. Left the 9 pin. Gordon needs 10 for the spare. And he got him. He got the spare. No harm. Well, a little harm. Don't get a fill ball, but he didn't. He was working on an open, so he really was no harm. Here's Hampton. Leaves the 10 pin. Well, if you're working on an open or a single strike, as long as you get that spare, there's no harm. And if you put a gutter ball in the first one. 6 pins for wood. Hampton spares just hung on long enough. Wood. Left the 6 pin. Here's Noggle. Noggle gets 8. Leaves the 2-7. There's Daniels for the Chiefs. Leaves a 6-7. And nice pickup there by Noggle. Daniels going for the split. Gets the 6 pin. I guess I kind of fell behind. We were actually just finishing up the 7th. We're going to be starting the 8th, so it wasn't the 6th frame we've been in. It's been the 7th. We're starting the 8th here with Van completing the 7th. Collins gets 9 pins to start the 8th frame for the Chiefs. Van will miss the spare to get that hook. Hard for a left-hander to pick up that 7 pin if he's got a hook. Collins will spare, yes. I'll bring up DeCoste for the Cougars. And DeCoste. There's a 1-2. I don't know what else. So you got the 7. Gordon gets 9 pins in his first ball. Looks like the 7-9 in the back. So 1-2-7-9 is what I think we're looking at here. Left a 9 pin. There's Gordon. He will pick up his spare. There's Chambers. Chambers gets 8 pins, leaves the 1-2. Here's Wood for the Chiefs. They're in the 8th frame. Wood leaves the 4-5-7. Chambers going for his spare. And he's got it. Now Wood. This is a doable spare. Oh, missed the one on the right. Now Slater up for the Cougars. He got 6 pins on his first ball. Daniels up for the Chiefs. Slater for the Cougars. Daniels gets 9 pins. Slater gets 8 for the frame. That's Daniels' first ball here in the 8th. That'll bring up Hampton for Northeastern. Hampton gets 7 pins, leaves a 1, 2, 4. And picking up the spare, well, it's Daniels. And let's pick up the spares. Hampton, he's had a couple of late drops, and it's got him grinning. Here's Van for the Chiefs. Comes in there, leaves a 10 pin. Cougar anchor bowler Noggle strikes. Here's Van. He will pick up his spare with a breaking hook ball. Looks like the girls are ahead of the boys here. So they might be in their 3rd game when we get to them. We're in the 9th frame, starting at Decost. 9 in a row over here. 9 in a row for, who was that? Renadette. Okay, looks like Renadette's got a shot there. We've been distracted here on the here's Chambers. Here's Daniels. Daniels gets 7. Here's Slater. Here's a double pinnacle split.
Consistent.
Field goal for Slater as Daniels misses his spare. Here's Van. Van gets 8. And we got Hampton. Hampton gets 8 on his first ball. Van picks up his spare. Hampton misses it. Here's DeCoste. He strikes to start the 10th frame. Noggle finishing up the 9th. He's a picket fence. 1, 2, 4, 4, 10, 4, 7. 1, 2, 4, 7. There's Noggle. left the entire fence. Here's Collins starting the 10th frame. He gets 9 pins. Okay, Renadette's got 9 in a row, starting the 10th frame. Winston.
Come on, Josh!
There's DeCoste. 8. Double wood. And a beautiful game at 266. Double wood did him in the 10th. DeCoste picks up the spare. Here's Gordon. Gordon spares. There's Chambers. Picks off just a 7 pin. Let's see what we got for scores. 144 for Collins. 137 for DeCoste. There's the fill ball. Stupid stop sign. I hate it. Chambers. It's a 131. I'll bring up Slater. Slater gets 8 pins. Gordon finished with a 155. Wood is up now. He's a wiggling 7. Slater. It's 8 for the frame. So he'll finish with a 100, an even 100. Wood bowling his spare ball. Will barely pick it up. That'll get him a fill ball. Here's Hampton. He's got the 1, 2, 4, 10. Wood will get 110. There's Hampton. Can he pick up the spare? Nope. Got the back one. That's what he's worried about, the 10. He got the 10. That gives him a 165. He's up Nago. There's Nago. Nago. He just makes up his mind to go, and he goes. He's still running cross country here. Leaves the 10 pin in his first ball. And Daniel's up for the Chiefs. He leaves, might be the 5 pin. There's the scores. 110 for Wood. Nago misses his spare to put an end to a tough game. 111 is his final. Wood will spare. Excuse me, Daniels will spare. So he'll get a fill ball.
You are annoying. What? Annoying. I said you wouldn't take over.
And a pro ball is a big 10, so I give him a 157. Cougars finished with an 869. We have no idea what the Chiefs have. Well, here's Van. Van leaves a 6-7-10. There's the Cougar scores. Van has a 127 and 7 more. Gives him a 134, 129 and 7. Gives him 136. And we'll wrap up the B game, second game. We'll be moving over to the ladies who have already started without us.
I'm 42 and I don't have any. My sister does.
All right, we gotta settle this. Is this real hair? Is that the real color? Lisa says she doesn't have any gray. If you think Lisa's got some gray, she's fibbing to us. Send in your cards and letters. All right, we moved over to the young ladies. We have Parker up for the Cougars. Let's see if we can figure out. We're doing this from a standing position, trying to save our shoulder here, so it's a lot easier to tape on the tripod when we're standing up and when we're sitting down.
All right, pick it up now. Let's go.
Okay, Parker gets 8. We're in the second frame already. And we are up to Hillary Minor for the Chiefs. Minor has a 155 average. She gets a strike. And Erin Sorrell gets 3 pins in her first ball. Brianne Borkenhagen's up now for Saranac. She carries a 173 average. She's the anchor bowler. So we're finishing up the second frame. And she gets 7 pins. Here's Sorrell. Sorrell carries a 136 average. And she will leave the 1-2 here in the second. For the Chiefs, Amanda Kilborn, the lead bowler, has a 137 average. Here's Danielle Tierney. She carries a 176. Tierney gets 7 pins. Let's see, we might as well go to Cougars since we've got Megan Friend bowling here with a 127 average. Gets a strike. A Friend carries a 127. Kelsey Diesel will be up next. Carries a 132. Here's Tierney. Tierney will spare. Danielle Parker 128. Erin Sorrell 136. Danielle Tierney 176. Over on the Saranac side, as Diesel throws her first ball in the third. Oh. And she's got a 410 left. And throwing her first ball in the third is Amanda Kilburn. Amanda Kilburn, 137 average. Corrine Borkenhagen, a 149. Sarah Meskunis, 154. As Diesel goes in the gutter. Hillary Minor, 155. And Brianna Borkenhagen, a 173. Here's Kilburn. And she will miss her spare. She will get 9 for the frame. She got more action over there than we thought. Here's Parker. And Parker gets 9 on her first ball. Now Corrine Borkenhagen. Leaves the 5 pin. Parker with the spare. Borkenhagen. She spares. Sorrell with a strike. Aaron Sorrell with the strike here in the third. Now Miskunis. He's going to knock him down one way or the other. Tierney gets 6 pins. Miskunis signing for the hearing impaired. She's making signs over there. She picked it up, giving the coaching from the sidelines, and it worked. And Tierney picks up her spare. A couple of nice spares. Tierney finishing the third frame. Now Hillary Minor for the Chiefs, Miss Chiefs. She gets 6 on her first ball here in the third. She's working on a strike. And this will bring up Kilburn. Remember, when we leave here, we're heading right to Northeastern for volleyball. Kilburn gets 9 pins. And a spare for Minor. Minor spares. Kilburn's in the fourth frame. She will miss her spare. Here's Borkenhagen. And Brianne Borkenhagen gets 8 pins. Leaves the 3-6. And she will miss her spare. Miss the 3. Now Corrine Borkenhagen. 8 on her first ball in the fourth frame. Now we got Friend starting the fourth for the Cougars. And she doubles. Megan Friend with a double. Nine for the frame for Corrine Borkenhagen. And Diesel's up now with 7 pins. Miss Kunis for the Chiefs. Miss Kunis with a strike. Diesel going for a spare. Do we pick it up? Yes. And striking is Hillary Minor. Now here's Parker for the Cougars. Parker gets 7 pins. Borkenhagen leaves a 10 pin. It's Brianne Borkenhagen. Parker going for a spare. Parker picks it up. And Borkenhagen with the spare.
All right, Rock, come on, bud.
Erin Sorrell with 6 pins in her first ball. And Friend working on a double, gets 9 pins, leaves, no, he gets 8 pins. Leaves a little double wood there. The 22-8. There's Sorrell. She will miss her spare. Gets 8 for the frame. Friend's got double wood to contend with. She got him head on. Nice job.
All right, on the one, Tyler.
Josh must have showed her how to do that. Here's Tierney. She strikes in the 4th. Diesel said, "Hey, what about me?" Well, if Diesel misses this, she's going to blame Tierney for not touching her hand. Well, she got 7 on her first ball.
All right, Tyler, good job, bud.
Leaves the 1-2-9. Kilburn with 6 pins. Russo leaves the 9 pin. There's Kilburn. We're in the 5th frame. And volleyball starts in 22 minutes. Whether we're there or not, we're going to be late. Here's Tierney. Excuse me, Parker. Doesn't even want to watch. Borkenhagen. Strike for Corrine Borkenhagen. Viewer-supported local television, hometown cable. If you're watching this, we need your support. Parker gets 7 for the frame. Miss Kunis up for the Chiefs, for the Miss Chiefs. It's 7 on her first ball. Sorrell gets 9. Leaves the 5 pin. Miss Kunis. Looks like she's got the head pin. She's got it. Sorrell has got her spare. And now we got Minor for the Chiefs, Tierney for the Cougars. Minor gets 5, Tierney gets 7. Minor might pick it up. Oh, left the 6 pin. Tierney will miss her spare also. Looks like the 4 pin standing. There's Brienne Borkenhagen. She gets a late drop and a strike. Just to Kilburn, the lead bowler. Kilburn gets 8 pins. Let's see here. 589 for the Cougars, 525 for the Miss Chiefs. We are starting the 6th frame. Friend waiting for the pins. Kilburn will miss the spare. After a long wait, Friend and missed the pack on that one. Here's Borkenhagen. Here's Friend. He leaves the 1, 2, 4. Gets 7 for the frame. I'll bring up Diesel for the Cougars and Borkenhagen finishing her 6th frame. Diesel leaves the 5-8. Now Muscunis. He gets 6 pins. Leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. And Diesel picks up her spare. Says, what's all the applause for? Aren't you expecting me to do that? Muscunis gets half of her pins that she needed for the spare. We got Minor for the Chiefs, Parker for the Cougars. Parker gets 6 pins, Minor. Leaves the 5. There's Parker. She'll miss her spare, puts it in the gutter. And Minor will pick up her spare. And Sorrell for the Cougars. Sorrell gets 8 pins. Brianne Borkenhagen gets 9 in her first ball. We're in the 6th frame, 3rd game. Sorrell picks him off. Beautiful job by Aaron Sorrell. Borkenhagen spares. Tierney up for the Cougars. Gets 6 pins. Friend leaves the 4, 7, 6, 9, 10. Here's Tierney going for her spare. Gets 8 for the frame. Nice try by Friend. Left the 4 pin. These are 9 for the frame. Cougars up by about 80, 75 to 80 pins, I believe. Leaving a 10 pin is Kilburn. Diesel with a strike. So at the moment, 594 to 668. Cougars have 1 more bowler and a half in the books. Kilburn will pick up her spare. Here's Parker for the Cougars. She's discovered the secret. Take a little jump. There's Corrine Borkenhagen. Leaves double wood. Sorrell leaves the 6-10. Borkenhagen has a 3-9. Leaves the 9. There's Sorrell. Sorrell with a spare. Muscunis up for the Chiefs. That's 3 pins. Here's Tierney. gets 8. Looks like 7:14, 7:04 to 6:07.
All right, Brent.
Miskunis will leave the 3-pin. Here's Tierney, and she will spare. So the Cougars are through the 6th frame, or through the 7th frame? Through the 7th frame. Chiefs have 2 bowlers to complete the 7th. One of them being Hillary Minor. How about that for a strike, huh? So Amanda Kilburn will lead off the 8th as Brianne Borkenhagen finishes the 7th. Kilburn, 7 pins, Borkenhagen. Kilburn gets 8 pins, Borkenhagen gets 8. Nine for the frame for Kilburn, a spare for Borkenhagen. There's Corrine Borkenhagen. Gets 9 pins. Friend for the Cougars. Just misses an opportunity for the 7-10 split. She was hoping. She was hoping. Somebody has to be that first one on hometown cable to get a 7-10 split. No opens for both ladies. Borkenhagen and Friend. Now Miskunis up for the Chiefs. Leaves a 10 pin, Diesel for the Cougars. Leaves the 1-3. Both ladies missed their spares. Bouncing Sarah Miskunis and Kelsey Diesel. Now we have Parker for the Cougars, Minor for the Chiefs. Minor gets 7 pins. Parker also gets 7 pins. Both ladies have double wood to contend with. We are in the 8th frame. It's like only 35 or 40 pins separating the two clubs at the moment. Parker will miss her spare. No, just barely picking off that front pin. She might get it. She's got it. Nice ball by Minor. So for the Cougars, it's 7:51. For the Chiefs, 7:06. There's Sorrell for Northeastern with a strike. Borkenhagen up for the Miss Chiefs. She gets 7 pins, leaves the 1-2-4. Here's Tierney. Anchor bowler for the Cougars. 10 won't drop. 10 won't drop. Miskunis with the spare. So both teams are now through the 8th. 7:25 to 7:90. Friend gets 7 pins in her first ball. Kilburn up, leading off the 9th here. And she gets 9 pins. Friend spares. Kilburn going for a spare. Took a while for the ball to get there, but she got the spare. And there's Diso. A double pinnacle. 4, 6, 7, 10. There's Corrine Borkenhagen. 3 strikes. Diesel gets 7 for the frame. Miss Kunis up for the Miss Chiefs. We're in the 9th frame. Seven pins for Miss Kunis. Here's Parker. Parker working on a spare. Gets only 3 on the fill ball. Miss Kunis will mix her spare. Parker gets her spare. Bring up Minor for the Miss Chiefs, Sorrell for the Cougars. Minor leaves a 10 pin, Sorrell leaves the 1, 2, 8. Sorrell will pick up her spare nicely. Nicely done. She had that double wood. She got it. Not sure if Minor's waiting for her ball or what. But Minor might be waiting for a ball. Tierney up for the Cougars. Tierney strikes. Minor's ball finally arrives. Kilburn leading off the 10th frame. It's 8 pins. Minor puts it in the gutter. A close match going here. Cougars are up by about 100, I think, though. Kilburn. Borkenhagen gets the strike. Kilburn finishes with a 113. And 8 pins for Corinne Borkenhagen. 9 pins for Friend. The score at the moment, 821 to 877, only a 56 pin difference. Spare for Borkenhagen. We'll get a fill ball. There's Friend.
Good ball, Tyler.
She spares. There's Borkenhagen's fill ball. Nine. And there's Friend. Her fill ball. She gets 8. for the scoreboard to let them go on. All right, 149 for Corinne Borkenhagen. Still waiting on Friend's score. Here's Miss Kunis. Kunis gets 7 in her first ball. Here's Diso. Diso gets 9. 149 for Friend. Miss Kunis will spare. She'll get a fill ball. Here's Diso going to pick up her spare. She will pick it up. She'll get a fill ball. 896 to 844. Chiefs are a bowler ahead of the Cougars, and they trail. 1 pin for the fill ball. 1 pin for the fill. Here's Diso. Diso strikes. Is there a 145? 906 for the Cougars, 845. Mascunas finished with a 126. Here's Minor. Minor with a strike to start things in the 10th. Here's Parker for the Cougars. He gets 9 pins. Alright, Minor gets the spare. Sorrell gets 8 pins. We have to switch batteries again here. Alright, Sorrell spares. Let's see what we're at here. 164 for Minor. There's Brianne Mascunas. She's done. She'll get 159. Here's Sorrell. A 161. Cougars will take this game. There's the Saranac scores. 113, 149, 126, 164, 159. Cougars are 149, 145, 130, 161, and Danielle Tierney. She strikes. She strikes. She's got a 131 going into the 9th. She can give her a 159 through the 9th and a possible 179 there, I guess. Well, the Cougars will take the 3rd game of the girls, and we will head for the Cougars, and the Cougars Northeastern, nice spare by Tierney, gives her a 179. 985 to 883. We're out of here. Thanks to all those who are sporting Hometown Cable. We've been at the Bowl Mart on this 15th of December. We're heading for Northeastern for volleyball.